Welcome to the Clean My Space channel. My name is Melissa Maker. I am an accidental cleaning expert, which means I hate cleaning, but I somehow became embroiled in the cleaning game for the past 15 years. And over that period of time, I have learned a lot about cleaning products. I know which ones you need to spend money on and which ones you can make on your own for pennies. First up, your all-purpose cleaner. Now, I use this on counters, cupboards. I use it for general purpose cleaning, dusting. Frankly, it's soap and water, and it gets rid of most of the mess in my home. So if you want to fill your spray bottle with something that you can just pick up and use in a safe manner, I'm using pH neutral soap here, a little bit of essential oils and water. So let's whip this up. I've got a good spray bottle. In fact, I've had this spray bottle for almost as long as we've been making Clean My Space videos. That's almost 10 years or something like that. Now to the spray bottle, I'm adding roughly 2 cups of water. And when that's done, I am adding about a teaspoon of dish soap. And a little tip here, you want to add your soap after you've added your water. Otherwise your water is going to bubble up if you put the soap in first. Then I'm going to drop in roughly 5 drops of essential oils. I'm using lavender here because who doesn't love the smell of lavender? I'm going to screw it on, shake it up, and we probably make 2 bottles of this a week. You spray it onto your surface. You can let it sit for a minute or 2 and wipe it off. As I said, pH neutral is great because it's safe on most surfaces. You can also save money on your glass cleaner. For years and years and years, I have not purchased the famous blue glass cleaner in place of this recipe I'm going to show you right here, which is equal parts water and white vinegar. So I have this little teeny tiny spray bottle. And by the way, this is like a Mr. style spray bottle. And I'd be curious if you've ever tried it. You can let me know in the comments down below. So I'm adding equal parts white vinegar. Ugh. Who's on prop duty here, man? They should have opened the vinegar for me. It's me. Equal parts vinegar and water. And to this, I'm going to add a couple drops of peppermint essential oils. I'm going to put about 5 in there. Now, one of the things people will often say to me is, hey, won't essential oils leave streaks if you're using this on glass and mirrors? And my answer is no. There's actually not enough oil in essential oils, especially if you're using 5 drops to actually leave a streak. But the thing, hey, you know, it'd be great if this actually screwed on. There we go. The thing that makes the biggest difference when it comes to streaks on mirrors and glass is the type of cloth that you're using, which is why I always recommend whenever you're cleaning a surface like that, high gloss finish or something like glass or mirror, you always want to use a flat weave microfiber cloth, something like this that can't cling on to any dirt and removes all lint and streaks. So what you'll do is you'll give this a good shake, you'll apply it, and by the way, this spray bottle is cool because it kind of gives like a mist. Then you'll just wipe using the S pattern and you'll see your glass and mirrors are cleaned to a beautiful shine. And you don't have to spend money on blue cleaning products anymore. You might be surprised to hear that I don't actually think we need to mop our floors all that often. I think hard floors need to be swept or vacuumed regularly and spot cleaned. But every now and then, mopping them is important just to remove oil and dirt and other things that can build up over time. I think over mopping them can actually affect the finish and the quality of the floor. So if you are going to be cleaning / mopping your floor, you might use this recipe in a bucket or a spray bottle, depending on the type of mop that you use. I recommend using a microfiber pad mop. I've got a link to ours, our Maker's Clean Mop, which is a cool taco shaped mop, in the description box down below. And I'm gonna whip up the recipe for you right here. Now, we've done a lot of research on this over the years, and this is the one that we love for hardwood floors. So I've got 2 cups of water that I'm putting right here into this spray bottle. And I'm gonna just patiently wait for this to fill. And there we are. Then I'm going to add a 1/4 cup of white vinegar. Too much white vinegar is not good for hardwood, but a splash like this is really going to help lift up dirt and oil, which is what we want. Then I'm going to put in about a 1/2 teaspoon of dish soap. I do not need a funnel for that. Soap is a surfactant, so again, it's going to help lift anything to the surface, but too much soap leaves a sticky finish or film underfoot, which you don't want. And I'm just going to add a few drops of essential oils here just for a nice smell. This is orange. Oh my gosh, you gotta love the smell of orange essential oils. Then what you're gonna do, and again, this is not gonna leave an oily finish on your floor. Shake this up, apply it section by section to the floor that you're gonna be cleaning. I always recommend sweeping or mopping first, and then going in a W pattern with your mop, working along the grain and working your way out of the room instead of into a corner. I'm gonna show you, instead of spending a bunch of money on a tub and towel cleaner, how you can make your very own for just a few cents a bottle. To bust up soap scum, use a half cup of white vinegar and a half cup of dish soap. This is also such an inexpensive recipe. I also throw in a few drops of my favorite essential oils just to help it smell a little bit better, and you know, it's got some extra cleaning properties in there too. Give it a good shake. You will be so amazed with how well this works. I just spray it into a bathtub. Now mine's fairly clean in this shop, but trust me, I have cleaned the dirtiest of bathtubs with this and it works incredibly well. Scrubbing it with a non-scratching sponge, because this is an acrylic tub, giving it a good rinse here. And then I like to buff it dry. That's really the magic finish here. Buff it dry so you get that nice shine. There are 3 key reasons why baking soda is so good at cleaning. First, it's a powerful deodorizer. Second, it provides mild abrasion. And third, it's a whitener and a brightener. So as you can see, all 3, perfect cleaning combo. If you had a crusty lasagna explosion in your microwave, no judging, we've all been there. There's an easy way to clean that mess up using a cup of water in a microwave-safe bowl and 2 tablespoons of baking soda. You're gonna mix this all up and microwave for 5 minutes. The water, the steam, is going to help transport little granules of baking soda onto the sides of the microwave. And then once that 5 minutes is up, remove the bowl and then take a cloth and wipe the inside of the microwave down. Not only will that mild abrasion help to lift off the dirt, it will also help remove some of the staining and offer some deodorizing power as well. If there's a smelly little corner of your home, baking soda's got you covered. Take a jar or a can, an old candle jar is actually perfect for this. Fill it about halfway with baking soda. You can add 5 to 10 drops of your favorite essential oil if you choose, that's entirely optional. And then just stick the little container in the smelly corner and leave it. Baking soda is amazing at just absorbing and neutralizing odors, so it's a set it and forget it type situation. There's no pleasant way to say this. You might have a smelly toilet. And if you do, there's a solution for you. The next time you go to clean your bathroom, before you start anything else, take a cup of baking soda along with you. Get your toilet bowl brush out and kind of use a bit of water to moisten around the side of the bowl. Then you're gonna sprinkle, kind of like generously toss that baking soda. You get a baking soda, you get a baking soda, you get a baking soda. And then dump the rest into the toilet bowl itself. While you're doing the rest of your cleaning, just let the baking soda do its thing. Deodorize, solve problems, make changes in the world. Then when you're ready, you can go back about, say, 30 minutes. Let's be generous here. Go ahead and scrub that toilet clean. Give it a flush, and then you can use your regular toilet cleaning solution to do one more cleaning. The pre-clean with the baking soda is going to help lift up any odors, and then the regular toilet cleaning that you do will clean your toilet. You might have a glass surface in your home that has a film, stickiness, or a residue on it, and you're wondering, how do I clean that? Well, baking soda is going to take care of it for you. So what you'll do in this case is you'll dampen a microfiber cloth, and I'll sprinkle on some baking soda. There's no real measurement here, but let's just call it a teaspoon. And then you'll start cleaning the glass surface using my famous S pattern to remove that film from the top to the bottom. So after that's done, you'll notice there's some residue left behind from the baking soda. Just give it one rinsing wipe down, and then you can treat the glass with your glass cleaner of choice. I would use vinegar and water, a flat weave microfiber cloth, and do my regular cleaning. Now I know your shoes aren't smelly, so this is for your friend that has smelly shoes. If they want to deodorize their shoes, they can take something like a coffee filter, a couple pieces of paper towel, or even a piece of old t-shirt that's cut up. You just need a piece of semi-permeable cloth. And then you're gonna add to that a half a cup of baking soda right in the center. Then you'll gather all of the sides together. You'll secure it with an elastic, your friend will secure it with an elastic band and throw it in their shoe. You can obviously make a pair of them and let that sit for a day, 2, a week, a month, whatever. Just keep it sitting there. Throw them in whenever those shoes aren't being worn. And what will happen is the baking soda will start to eat away at the odors in the shoe, the boot, the slipper. Whatever it is, it's gonna start smelling better, and your friend will thank you for the tip. If you hand wash your dishes, baking soda can really help things along. Fill your sink with warm water as usual. To it, add a squirt of dish soap. However much you normally add is probably fine. And 2 tablespoons of baking soda. Let your dishes, pots, pans, whatever have you, soak in there for about 10 or 15 minutes. And when you start to do your dishes, you will notice that dirt slides right off. In fact, even when I do pots and pans sometimes, I'll throw some baking soda on there just to boost the abrasion and make things move along a little bit faster. What we love vinegar for in cleaning is the fact that it can degrease and deodorize. What we have to be careful with is also vinegar's superpower. It's an acid, so it can be corrosive. That means you have to know what surfaces it is safe for and where you have to say no to the vinegar. The first place that I started using vinegar when I started cleaning was to clean windows and mirrors and other types of glass. And it is so good at doing this because, like I said, it is great at cutting grease. And it also is known for not leaving streaks behind. That's one of the reasons why people love ammonia-based glass cleaners. But vinegar is just so much cheaper, so much easier to come by, and it works just as well. So I've got a whole bunch of glass cleaning recipes that you can check out, incorporating things like cornstarch and essential oils and the right ratios. I've got a link down below for you to our 50 DIY cleaners ebook. It is awesome. But very quickly, when I do my glass cleaning, I just use equal parts water and white vinegar. I spray it on the surface. I use a flat weave microfiber cloth. I use an S pattern, nice groovy little S pattern, to get rid of the moisture and the product. And then I am left with a beautiful streak-free shine. Because people love using vinegar for DIY cleaning solutions, I will often see people talk about using vinegar on their countertops. And based on what I've seen from a lot of home reno shows over the past 10 or 15 years, people have stone countertops at home, and guess what? They don't like acids. They can start etching if acid is placed on their surface. What does that mean? It means you kind of see discoloration in the stone. It can lead to pitting, which is sort of like pock marks in the stone. That can eventually lead to cracking, or at the very least, it just gives you an uneven finish. So the idea here is you actually want to stay away from vinegar when it comes to cleaning stone countertops. How about using vinegar to deodorize your drains? Well, they can be quite smelly, and people suggest that you can boil up some vinegar and dump it down your kitchen or bathroom drain to help break down any of the smelly buildup that's causing that odor to emanate from your sink. So this is what I've done in the past. I've put a cup of baking soda into the drain. I've kind of, shaken it, pushed it down. Let it sit there because baking soda is a good deodorizer. And then I would take boiling vinegar. So I'd boil it in the kettle, get a little kettle cleaning in while you're at it, and then pour that down the drain. And what that does is it causes that lovely daycare science experiment that all the children enjoy, which is the big volcano from the reaction of the vinegar and the baking soda. So this is one of the only times where I think mixing vinegar and baking soda makes sense. And it does help, but I'm gonna say it helps to an extent. So if you have like an ongoing issue and your drain is smelly, it's probably indicative, that's probably a symptom that there's a larger issue that you need to deal with. You might need to use a proper store-bought product. You might need to call in a plumber to help you figure out what's going on. But for general drain maintenance, like a nice thing to do once a month, every 3 months, something along those lines, that feels safe to me. Now, I've also seen people say you shouldn't be pouring boiling hot anything down the drain if you have plastic pipes. So if you feel uncomfortable with this, please check with your friendly local plumber. Quick side chat on mixing vinegar and baking soda. For a long time, a lot of us in the cleaning space talked about mixing vinegar and baking soda and what a great cleaning product that was. However, when the chemistry behind it is better understood, and forgive me, I left my chemistry degree in grade 11, what we did learn is that actually mixing vinegar and baking soda neutralizes the two, and you get, in essence, diluted salt water. So really, it is not doing anything for you from a cleaning standpoint. If you do want the benefits of cleaning with both vinegar and baking soda, my recommendation is to clean in tandem. So start with one, clean that off, and then finish with the next so that you can get both benefits just without neutralizing or canceling out what you can gain. Now, how about cleaning stainless steel appliances? Vinegar is quite good at cleaning stainless steel appliances, specifically in getting rid of those fingerprints. This is the application that I use. I would mix equal parts water and vinegar. And just so you know, that is the standard way that I clean with vinegar. There are certain applications where I want to use it straight. Don't worry, I'll cover that. But for most of the average cleaning that we're going to do in a house, we're going to mix it. So you've got that equal parts vinegar and water. I'm looking at my fridge while I'm talking to you. You're going to spray it on the fridge or the appliance. You're going to let it sit for a sec, and then you're going to get yourself a flat weave microfiber cloth. In essence, you're going to treat the stainless steel the same way that you would treat glass or a window. We're using flat weave because we don't want to scratch our stainless steel. We're just going to use the S pattern and work our way down. If you need to, you've got an area with concentrated fingerprints, say around the handles. You can stick your finger over the cloth and kind of focus on that one little area, and then you should have a beautiful streak-free finish. We've talked about cleaning the exterior of our appliances. Now, when it comes to the interior of your refrigerator, you might notice that it's picked up some smells over time. That's because the inside of your fridge is made from plastic, and plastic, like our skin, is porous, so it can absorb odors. This is a perfect application for vinegar, which is a known deodorizer. So there are a couple of different ways that you can work vinegar into your cleaning routine for the fridge here. So if you're cleaning out your fridge, you can remove all of the items, remove the shelves, remove the drawers, and you can use a mixture of a little bit of dish soap, say a tablespoon of dish soap, a cup of vinegar, and a cup of water, and use that to spray everything down when you're doing your cleaning in the sink. You're going to scrub that and rinse well. But then when it comes to the inside of your refrigerator, like the plastic lining, what I would recommend after you've cleaned the interior, so let's say you've used a little bit of soap and water just to get rid of any of the marks or buildup that you see there, if you want to really give that extra deodorizing punch, just take a bowl of vinegar or a spray bottle, and if you're using a bowl, dip a cloth in there and wipe down the inside with plain white vinegar. If you're using a spray bottle, spritz it down. Let it sit for a couple of minutes, and then you can do a rinsing wipe to remove any excess. You might be worried about the vinegar smell. That will go away. And what vinegar is doing is it's neutralizing the odor that the plastic has absorbed. Vinegar is such a good descaler, and what I love about descaling kettles and coffee makers is that it's such a lazy job. Like, it really speaks to me. Because it's high impact and very low effort. So if you look inside your coffee maker or your kettle and you're seeing that kind of white crusty buildup, that is lime scale. So here's how you're going to fix it. Let's talk about the kettle. You're going to open it up and just pour vinegar up to the max fill line. Then you're going to boil your kettle. And you're just going to do literally anything else. Once it's boiled, you're going to dump it out, give your kettle a rinse. You might want to boil it up once more, just to get rid of that vinegar flavor, because you certainly don't want vinegar Earl Grey, and move on with your life. Done, easy. And the inside of the kettle will look great. Now let's talk about your coffee maker, whether it's a drip coffee maker or one of the fancy Nespresso Keurig type situations. You can do the same thing regardless. You're going to fill the reservoir with white vinegar. Then you're going to put a cup under where the cup would normally go. You're just going to hit run, and you're going to run through a few vinegar cycles. Then you're going to dump out the reservoir. You're going to give it a good cleaning with soapy water, make sure it's nice and clean. You're going to fill it with water, and then you're going to run through a few water-only cycles. This is going to get rid of that vinegar flavor, so again, you don't have vinegar French roast tomorrow morning for breakfast. Water hardness will depend on where you live and where your water supply is coming from. And the way you know you have hard water is how quickly you get that hard water buildup in your bathroom and your kitchen. It'll also be indicative if you have hard water, if you're looking in your toilet and you see kind of those brown or rust colored stains that appear pretty quickly that are really stubborn and really hard to get rid of. So let's talk specifically about using white vinegar to remove hard water stains. Does it work? The answer is yes. However, you have to stay on top of it, and it does require a little bit of effort to get the job done. So if we're looking at faucets or taps, areas around taps where you have hard water buildup, there are a couple of different ways that you can approach getting rid of that buildup. The easiest way is to take a bag, fill it about halfway with white vinegar, tie it off with an elastic band under your faucet so that it can kind of soak and let all of that crusty hard water come off while it's soaking. You can do this for shower heads as well. When it comes to your toilets, if you're noticing that you have kind of those brown or rust colored stains from hard water, you can get rid of excess water in the toilet by pushing it down the chute with your toilet bowl brush and then applying vinegar in a spray and dousing it repeatedly. You can also fill the bowl with vinegar and kind of let it sit. This might be a time where you want to bring in extra strength vinegar or cleaning vinegar, which has a higher percentage of acetic acid, anywhere between 6 and 10%. If you have matte black finishes in your bathroom, which we do, vinegar and water is safe to use. The idea here is you don't want to use anything abrasive that can scratch the mat. Now, if you feel uncomfortable with this at all, feel free to check with your manufacturer, but that's what we do and it is fine. I know, because every time we do a video about vinegar, we get the comment section filling up with people who say, but I hate the smell of vinegar. I want to clean with it, but it makes me gag. What do I do? Okay, so first of all, listen, we've all been through COVID. You might have a mask lying around. You can throw the mask on, okay? That's number one. Number two, you can turn on an air purifier and open a window. Just let it air out. The smell of vinegar will dissipate. It'll just take a bit of time. But you can also scent your vinegar to help it kind of smell better. I'm not going to say that it's going to smell like a perfume that you want to wear, but I am going to say that it's going to make it a little bit more tolerable. So number one is an easy hack. You can just fill your spray bottle or your container with vinegar that you're going to be using for cleaning, and you can add 10 or 20 drops of your favorite essential oil to the vinegar. Ones that work really well are peppermint and orange. Okay, you can kind of shake that up and use it. Now again, it's really going to mask the smell. It's not going to totally get rid of it. It's going to kind of smell like orange scented vinegar, but it definitely does the trick. The second thing you can do is kind of create like, let's be honest, it's like moonshine, okay? So here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna grab a mason jar, you're gonna peel some citrus fruit, orange, lemons, limes, whatever you got. You're gonna throw the peels into the jar and then you're gonna fill it with vinegar. Screw the lid on, let it sit in a dark area like under your kitchen sink for 3 weeks or so. Then you're gonna get out a mesh strainer, you're gonna dump the vinegar back into the jar and you're gonna toss those peels. That vinegar is now scented, okay? So you're gonna have citrus scented vinegar. It is very potent, it is very powerful, and you can use it in your cleaning recipes, whether you want to dilute it or use it straight. Now that you're a bit of a vinegar expert and you know how to decipher what you see online from truth versus clickbait, I want to know in the comments down below, what cleaning misinformation have you seen online? Have you Googled something and your gut just tells you absolutely not? What is the wild and wacky that you have seen out there? Let me know in the comments down below.